Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. As the title suggests, today I'm coming back with a second installment of hair growth tips and tricks. I'm so pleased that you guys really enjoyed the first video. I've had some really lovely comments so far. I've had loads of lovely DMs on Instagram and people have asked a couple of extra questions as well. I did ask in that video whether you'd like a part 2 and you guys did, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to sit down and talk you through 10 other hair growth tips that I got my hair from really short, it would never grow past like this length, to now it's almost down to my waist. I know I have my hair up today, but there's so many videos on my channel where you can see how long my hair is, and yeah, I'm really excited to talk you through an additional 10 tips on how to get your hair to grow really long. Definitely recommend watching my first video first because there's so many different recommendations there, and I feel like if you are looking for a place to start, head over there and watch that one. I'll have it linked above and down below too for you to check out. But today I'm going to be sharing 10 additional steps. So if you have hair that doesn't grow past a certain length and you're looking for it to really grow, not only grow but also be healthy and stronger than ever before, this is the video for you. And without further ado, let's get into it. So my first tip that I didn't actually mention in my first video, and I definitely should have, was using hair protecting spray if ever you are using heat. One of my tips before was to use less heat than you normally do, but chances are if you're growing your hair long, you're going to want to style it, curl it, straighten it, whatever you do to make your hair look really gorgeous, then you know, of course you're going to want to do it if you've got your hair really long. So my recommendation from heat protection spray, I have never like splurged on a really expensive product. The one I'm using at the moment is the VO5 Heat Protect Spray, and this is for ultra glossy finish up to 230 degrees Celsius heat defense, and this is one that I really love. I've been using this probably for the last year now, and I found myself repurchasing it. With anything that I talk about in this video as well as the last one, everything will be linked down below if you are looking to check them out yourself or you want to find out a little bit more about each product, then all the links are below. And yeah, I really like this one. It's really affordable, and if before you ever put heat on your hair, I always recommend spritzing it with this, letting it dry and then using heat. Even if, for example, you wake up of a morning, spritz this first, clean your teeth, and then your hair will be ready to style. It's like today I curled these little front sections here. I always spray it first before I put heat on, and it just adds that extra layer of protection. So this is something that I definitely recommend, and yeah, I cannot go anywhere without a heat protection spray. I take it on holiday with me too, and it's just definitely something that prevents your hair from breaking, from being dry, and it just protects it so that the moisture stays in and the heat doesn't do as much damage. So one question that I got several times after I released my last video was asking about hair washing and how often do I recommend you wash your hair to help it grow. Now, there's two conflicting different answers to this, and I'm going to talk about what I do personally and then also a recommendation from a professional as well. I personally wash my hair probably every other day, if not every other 3 days, and I find that that works fine for me because I have my hair up quite a lot. It doesn't get as greasy as if I wore it down all the time, so I can kind of get away with every 2 to 3 days. However, if my hair is looking greasier, then I just tend to wash it when I need to. However, I know people that try to like stretch your hair and only wash it like once or twice a week. If that works for you, then that's great. I don't think there's any like rhyme or rhythm to actually washing it in a particular way or how often you should wash it for hair growth. It's more looking after it once it's wet, so preventing brushing it and things like that. But I feel like washing your hair and cleansing your hair is really important. It's much like washing and cleansing your face. Obviously making sure that it gets the love that it deserves. If you aren't washing it very regularly and it's dry, it's only going to break off. So I always tend to wash my hair more, especially in the summer. I wash it more than I do maybe in the winter. Just make sure that it's really moisturized and it does have the protection that it needs. I have actually received a recommendation, and this is from Anna Kingsley, who helps run Philip Kingsley, and She recommends actually washing your hair every single day because she talks about your hair much like your face, and every day you cleanse your face, every day you basically wash the day away, you make sure that it's well balanced and things like that, and you make sure that your skin is really looked after. And she talks about hair in the exact same way, and she actually recommends washing your hair every single day because you basically prevent any product buildup and you're looking after it like you would your skin. And I thought that was really interesting. I still probably wouldn't wash my hair every single day, mainly from a time perspective. However, I find that washing it every other day works well for me. I don't think you have to stretch it out for like every 5 days to get your hair to grow long. My hair has seen a dramatic difference in length, and I've still followed that kind of every 2 to 3 days. Again, it depends on your lifestyle. If you exercise a lot and things like that, then you're going to just want to wash your hair more. If you have like sweat buildup and stuff, it's better to get rid of it than to try and persevere in the case of trying to bring your hair washes further days apart. I hope that makes sense. But obviously different professionals are going to recommend different things, but that's my personal opinion on it. And yeah, I received quite a few questions, so I did want to address it in this video. So another tip for when you are washing your hair is blast it with a bit of cold water for just a few seconds after it's all washed to really help lock in moisture. Not only does it help lock in moisture, but it also makes your hair feel really soft, it goes really shiny, and studies actually show that this helps your hair grow too. So you literally only have to do it for a couple of seconds. I have got really used to that, and I find that if I have a wash or a shower in the morning and just blasting my hair with a little bit of cold water really helps me feel more awake, and so it's much easier for me to incorporate that into my morning routine. But all you need to do is a couple of seconds. It makes such a big difference. I really recommend it. It's not something I always had done, but as soon as I started doing it, I really noticed a difference in how my hair felt, and it just felt so smooth as well, like, and shiny. It's just a really great tip, not just for if you want to grow your hair long, but also if you want really healthy looking hair. So tip number 4 is eating well, and so many videos, I'm sure, if you're scouring the internet for different tips on how to grow your hair, is going to mention diet, and the reason for that is that it's so important. So you need to make sure that your diet is rich of omega-3, protein, zinc and iron. They are the 4 most important vitamins, but also just making sure that you are eating a well-balanced diet, you're getting lots of vitamins, eating veg and fruit. It really does make such a difference. Of course, it's like your skin. If you eat really badly, your skin will come out with spots and you'll have breakouts, and you'll find that your skin's a lot drier and not itself when you eat worse, and it reacts in the same way as your hair. Your hair really does need these nutrients to grow stronger, and it's just something that I have definitely noticed that when I eat a lot better, especially over a couple of months, I always find that my hair, my skin and my nails are always in such a better condition. It's like, for example, my nails were always very short and brittle, especially where my hair was short and brittle too. But as soon as I changed up my diet and I was conscious of what I was eating and making sure that the right things were going into my body, I found that all over, not just in my hair, I saw such a big difference in how the nutrients that I was getting into my diet really reflected in my hair, my skin and my nails. So the next tip kind of relays onto that, and if you aren't eating particularly well, or you want to make sure that you get even more vitamins into your diet, it's take vitamin supplements. It's so important, and again, something that I definitely found worked so well for me. When I was pregnant with Heidi, I took loads and loads of vitamins. Of course you should when you're pregnant, and I found that my hair grew so much when I was taking them, and then I also continued to take them after pregnancy and to maintain how quickly my hair was growing. And I found that there's been such a difference between before I was pregnant, where my hair wouldn't really grow that much, to after, where I've continued to take these vitamins. My hair has grown so well, and I absolutely love it. So I take all different types of vitamins. So I take a multivitamin which has a range of different vitamins in, and I also take iron. Now, I'm someone that has an iron deficiency. No matter how much iron I have, it's like my body doesn't quite store it well, and I started taking iron supplements when I was pregnant again, and I've continued to this day to continue doing that. And iron is one of those 4 key ingredients and nutrients that your hair really needs to grow long and strong, and it's definitely something that I would look into. Of course, with anything like that, you can speak to a doctor and get their opinion on it. It's my doctor that told me to basically continue taking iron, and not only have I noticed a difference in how tired I feel, because tiredness is an effect of a lack of iron, but I have more energy, and also of course my hair and my skin is looking so much better for it as well. It's definitely something that I would recommend looking into. You can incorporate it in your everyday routine and just start taking them, for example, with your breakfast, and I just find it makes such a difference, and I just definitely recommend it to everyone. Even if your hair isn't your most primary concern, I find that by taking my vitamins and my iron, my whole mood elevates throughout the day as well. So it's just a little tip that I've noticed has benefited me in a range of ways, with my hair definitely being one of them. Another tip that I'm sure, again, so many of you have seen or read if you're looking for tips on how to grow your hair, it's drinking water. And drinking lots of it too. So I definitely try to drink 2 litres of water a day. I say try because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm a mum and I'm running after a little baby, and I also work full time, and I have quite a busy schedule. Not that that's an excuse, but it's definitely something that I should set reminders on my phone to drink water. That's actually something I'm going to do after this video because it might actually help me. But I find that drinking 2 litres of water a day makes such a significant difference to my hair. And like I said, what you do to affect skin problems can really help with hair problems too. So if you're finding that you're breaking out or that your skin is really dry, you can drink lots of water, and it's the same with your hair. If you're finding that your hair is really dry, likelihood is that it's dehydrated, and you'll be so surprised how drinking water regularly and lots of it really helps to benefit your hair. You wouldn't really think of it, would you? If you basically try and incorporate it into your everyday routine, make sure that with every meal you're having a really large glass of water. If you find that drinking water throughout the day you forget, much like me, that's a really great tip to get your water consumption in, but it's so important. I also really like the Hydrate Make bottles, where it tracks how much water you've had, and it's like a little time on the bottle. I find they're really good. And you can also get really big water bottles from Amazon, for example, that you could fill in the day, and you know that that's your amount that you need to drink for the day, and if you haven't by the end of the day, at least you can finish it off. I'll link a couple of my recommendations down below because I've seen so many that I might actually try and buy as well to see which one works best for me. But drinking lots of water will make your hair definitely grow stronger. My next recommendation is just about focusing on your conditioner and making sure that you make a really conscious choice of what conditioner you're using, because as I always think of it, conditioner is your best friend when you're washing your hair. So I find that shampoo, of course, is there to clarify your hair and make sure that it gets rid of any residue or product buildup or grease or oil or anything like that. But conditioner is what's going to help keep your hair in really good condition until your next hair wash. So conditioner really helps to restore the lost lipids and proteins from your hair, so picking a good conditioner is really vital for your routine. I'd suggest if your hair is particularly dry and you're starting this hair growth journey and you're realizing that your hair is really damaged and dry and breaks all the time and won't grow past a certain length, I'd recommend conditioning your hair twice every wash for a month, and I guarantee you that you will see a difference in the condition of your hair, because it will be so much healthier, it will be so much more conditioned, of course, but it really helps to lock in the moisture and replace those lost proteins that you will lose throughout the day. So I definitely say that's a really good place to start. And again, even if you don't want to buy an expensive conditioner, I don't think that you need to for every time, but I would just be really conscious of the conditioner you're using. Make sure it hasn't got sulfates and parabens in, and that's going to make sure that your hair is in the best possible condition once you've washed it. Another recommendation and my next tip is preventing tension on your hair. You might notice that I have my hair up today, but it is not tight to my hair. My bun moves really easily and I kind of have these like little bumps on my hair. It's because I don't scrape my hair back, and you have to be very careful when you do hairstyles that are really tight on your hair, because of course the more you pull your hair, the more that your hair is going to snap off and break. I always recommend putting your hair, if you're going to have it up, in a bun really loosely, and you can put any like bits of hair that are falling out up with bobby pins, and you can tighten it once it's up with bobby pins instead of pulling on your hair. Another thing as well is if you wear, for example, hair extensions regularly, that's where you see a lot of people that have their hair extensions taken out or removed, that their hair is a lot thinner than before. It's of course because your hair is put through quite a lot of tension. Not all hair extensions do that, and some are much better than others, but it's something to consider that before you get them done, especially as a quick, getting extensions is a really quick resolve, I suppose, to short brittle hair, but it does nothing in the long run. I definitely recommend checking out my other tips so that if you're going to start this hair growth journey, you start in a more natural way. But if you wear hair extensions every day, even if they are clip-ins, you are going to add extra tension to your hair and it's going to break a little bit more than if you don't. So it's definitely something that I say avoid. Just try to change your hairstyles if you do wear really tight hairstyles, because it's doing nothing for your hair at all. Of course, like anything, the more gentle you are with your hair, the more it's going to grow. The next tip is massaging your scalp. So you can actually get scalp massagers that fit onto your palm of your hand, and they have little bumps on all around your scalp. You can go around with that tool and it really stimulates your hair follicles to grow. It actually makes such a difference, and studies have shown that by doing that every time you wash your hair or every other time, it makes such a significant difference for hair growth. Not only that, it feels so relaxing too, and honestly I love it, especially if you have a partner that you can ask to do it. Even if you're just chilling and you want them to just go over your scalp, you can't use it too much. Again, just be gentle with your hair when you're doing it. Make sure that it's not pulling on your hair. It should be really lightly going around your scalp, but it's so relaxing and such a good way of encouraging your hair to grow more, because it's almost like you're telling your hair that, you know, we need some more movement in there, and it listens, and it really does help not only to grow your current hair, but it will help to sprout new hairs from the scalp too, which will make your hair look even thicker. And my last tip is basically focusing on your hair woes and fixing those first. This is probably something that I should have mentioned right at the beginning of all of these tips, but if you have a specific problem area with your hair, then you need to treat it before it's going to grow long and healthy and thick. It's just something that is going to happen. It's the same again with skin. You're not going to get perfectly clear skin if you're not treating a problem area that needs specific attention. So for example, if your hair is dehydrated, you need to make sure that you're having a moisturizing shampoo and conditioner and hair care. If you're finding that your hair colour is looking dull and it's encouraging you to go to the hairdressers more often because you're just craving it being lighter and brighter, then focus on products that have colour protection and prevent dullness in colour, because again, you can use much more gentle products at home before going to a hairdresser where they use things like developer that can damage your hair. The same applies to split ends. If you have really bad split ends and that's the reason why your hair isn't growing, get products that focus on that. I know the more expensive companies like Philip Kingsley, you can actually talk to them about specifically your hair problems and they'll come up with like a prescription plan for you. It really doesn't have to be that deep. I think you just need to basically find what's wrong with your hair and you need to just treat that, and you can literally go into Superdrug and find products that really help turn it around. Like I say, I'm such an advocate for affordable hair care, and so many products I talk about on this channel are affordable and genuinely help with hair growth. So definitely subscribe to my channel where I'm going to be sharing a lot more reviews on different products that I use, let you know how they compare to more expensive ones and what ones are definitely worth getting. But I just say that make sure that you really invest in your hair care routine. I don't mean invest with money, but invest in knowledge. And if you're really unsure about what's wrong, just speak to your hairdresser. Let them know that you're having trouble growing your hair and you just want to understand why, and they're more than likely able to help you and point out where your problem areas might be. They'll let you know if your hair's too dry, if you're really suffering from split ends and things like that. Someone like that is going to be able to assess it on an individual basis. Whilst they then might try to recommend products that they sell in their hairdressers, I always just say take their advice on board, but then have a look on Amazon, because a lot of the products that hairdressers sell you can get so much cheaper elsewhere. Sorry hairdressers, but it's just definitely true. Or if they mention specific keywords like moisture or clarifying, then you can look on the Superdrug website specifically for products that attend to those needs. So I hope that that makes sense, but it's a really good place to start in terms of looking at what's wrong with your hair and then addressing those problems first, and then as soon as you've basically fixed the problem, you can then go on this journey where your hair will just grow so long and beautifully thick too. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this second installment of the video. I am so pleased that you have found my first tips helpful, and I hope that these have also provided help in your journey to growing long hair. I'm so excited to see your transformations and your before and afters. Definitely take a before photo before you start this journey, because it's such a motivator, and you might not notice how quickly your hair is growing, and then you'll compare it to a photo and you'll be like, oh my god, it's actually grown so much more than I thought. So that is today's video. Again, be sure to give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It means so much to me. Don't forget to subscribe down below, not only for more hair tips videos. If you'd like to see another installment of this, I've definitely got more tips I can share, so I can definitely do a third video on this topic. But subscribe so you can see more hair care videos and just more about like my life and things like that. I'm so excited to share more on this channel, and if you have any specific video recommendations or things that you really want to see, be sure to leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video.